Hey, another day back at Backwoods Brothers. I'm with my man
Tony.
And I am Joel, and we are here for another episode of Backwoods Brothers, the Wacky Rednecks.
The Wacky Rednecks. You know, I got to tell you before we start. But, man, it is so awesome to be back with you. Sis, would you, throw up those two pictures? There's a picture that I want to show you. Man, you're always kicking me. Every time you turn around, you're always kicking me.
He's not showing you the picture where he's, punching me in the gut.
Oh, no, I'm not showing that. That's fake news. So go to the next one. This is us. Actually, you know what? We were up at a Estacada. You want to know about this. But we were up at a... getting ready for an Estacada event through ECW.
Hillock Burn,
right? You want to talk about that a little bit before I go into my friendship with you, by the way, for the locals?
Okay. So Hillock Burn Farms is ECW is doing a combination with Hillock Burn Farms. ECW is a local nonprofit that serves the community, and we are doing an event where it's called Estacada Farm Festival, and it's on
Redneck.
July 3rd is the festival, but the night before is the what do you call it? The First Responders Appreciation Day.
Yeah,
and that's it's not a day. Sorry, First Responders Appreciation Dinner, and that's for first responders and
local Estacadians.
And first come, first serve RSVP. I guess it's not first come, first serve. It'd be RSVP. Community members that want to come in and get involved before we fill up the seats.
Yeah.
So, there's 160 seats total. So, first responders have first dibs, and everybody else gets filled in after that.
Yeah.
And we're having something, I'm not really sure, maybe redneck goulash or something.
Nice. It's going to be a great event. So if you're in Estacada, surrounding areas, I saw it in Sandy as well. So Sandy, shout out. If you are getting those notifications, then you are invited to this local big event that happens annually.
Don't forget Malala.
And Malala, we can't forget Malala, Scott.
Hey, we're reaching all the way up by Seattle. I hear that there's Northwest University.
Shout out to my old alma mater.
I heard about yours talking about us recently, so shout out to you guys.
Let the light shine out from the great Northwest. I'm not going to say
Yeah, big shout out to Joey Franco, too, by the way.
Yes, we love you. So. Hey, I want to appreciate you. Man, I want to give you this bag of Smarties right now. And the reason why I'm giving it to you, man, because you're my best friend. And you're my brother, and I love you. And you're smarty. You have, and you continually stick by me through the good times, the hard times, and we've seen some hard times. I'm not going to talk about those hard times here because we're going to have some good times. But you are a true friend, and I'm lucky to be on the show with you, but I'm lucky to be a part of your life. And so I love you, man. Thank you so much. Oh, don't even start. So, hey, guys, take time to appreciate the people around you, though. That's what it's all about.
And because I care about you, I'm going to give you one back.
Oh, you're smart. The reason why I gave him Smarties is because this guy, I don't think there's something he's never done. I talk about things that, underwater basket weaving, he's done it. Anything that's just this weird random thing, he's done it. Or him and his wife have either done it. So, we have this war between cell phones right now. And all of you guys, smarties, you're not very smart because you do have an Android. So there's one I will take, I will go after you on. But
I don't think you realize what I just did.
What'd you give me?
You gave me a whole bag of them.
Yeah, that's all for you.
Of big old things. I'm here, I just want to give you one back.
Getting back to my point. If you are an Android lover, we forgive you. You can still watch us. But if you're an iPhone lover, you know what, guys? The window on the doors of heaven open up upon you.
And you can listen to us on a podcast because, unfortunately, the video probably doesn't work.
The video doesn't work? Did we just get a notification?
It's an iPhone.
If you have an iPhone.
Oh, if you have
the iPhone doesn't work for the video.
You know what?
This is what iPhone does to you.
You know what?
No, man, I love you, man. You're awesome. I love you.
Thank you, broski. Thank you.
Hey, so I noticed you're not using these wonderful giftings we received recently.
There's several giftings. Go through them.
Well, right now we actually have these awesome little coasters we got as a gift from Mayor Drinkwine and his wife Mary Whitney.
Yes.
So these are little pallets.
Yeah.
And they have American flags on it, and they're awesome. And I just dropped it. And so, we have these awesome things. They're really cool, and now they'll keep our wooden table safe by putting glass on the wood.
Right.
On the table, on the wood.
On the wood here.
On the wood.
Yeah. The next one takes a little bit more of a... You guys, if you haven't seen our Facebook page, you need to look at our Facebook page because speaking of, and the mayor, Drink Wine, and awesome Whitney Science put together some really cool stuff for us at our request.
Yeah.
And we have it's called Choke the Woke. Now, guys, before y'all get out there and take us off Facebook, it's not actually going out to choke the woke, but it is to basically silence their voices best.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Maybe we shouldn't use big words.
So basically, don't go out and do it. It means
something else, but not what it actually says.
Don't choke the woke, guys. But at the same time, it's pretty funny. Hopefully, you go out and vote. Remember, and that way you can choke the woke.
You can't use words with too many syllables.
Syllables? You know, I have feelings. I have feelings too.
Syllables. But yeah, we do have these. In fact, actually, we got some new stuff on the merchandise, including a Choke the Woke t-shirts.
Yep.
And we got some other ones in our Pissed Off Patriot line that are a little more for the hardcore, especially if you vets out there. I think you might enjoy a few of those.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch more coming. Like, I'm in the process of working on them.
Yeah.
So I really want to eat these, but then I won't be able to talk on the mic.
I didn't know you liked those.
I do like these. Look. I let them like dissolve in my mouth.
We're on the verge of a recession. How in the world are we going to sell this stuff to the people and have them buy it if they can't even afford gas?
They can stop walking. Oh, there you go. Well, considering, we are up in Estacada, we can always, switch to the local moonshiner.
The moonshiner. I have to ask you, what is moonshine? I think we did have it on the show one time, didn't we? Jeremy Freedom said that.
Yeah. Do you remember in the Bible when God let manna down from heaven?
Yeah.
That was the drink that went along with it.
Moonshine.
He gave manna and moonshine.
Manna and moonshine.
To help him to wash that manna down.
Wow.
But yeah, moonshine is actually it's a if you do really, really good, it's a very high concentration of alcohol, like usually 90% sometimes, if you get the really, really good stuff. And it's just very clear, it can be very strong, and it can burn all the way down, and it's also very explosive. That's why moonshiners tend to have their stills explode and stuff, because it gets pretty volatile.
It gets pretty volatile.
Yes.
When you said explode, I was thinking when you said it went down, like it went down your esophagus,
it's not going to come back
and
up.
then exploded. I'm just kind of thinking, I have all
wrong
sorts
explosion.
of images there.
So that's what happens when you eat Taco Bell.
How redneck are you? How redneck are you? But no, we had some, and I don't think it was that strong.
Yeah, it was
pretty benign, huh?
We had a couple guests, not guests, but we had a couple viewers that gifted us some moonshine for a couple shows.
Yeah, way back.
It was apple pie moonshine was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was smooth.
It was smooth.
That stuff you could probably easily overdrink that stuff.
Yes.
I only had a few sips because I don't drink a lot, but that was smooth.
Well, throw back up that meme again, since we're talking about moonshine and.
Hey,
read the bottom.
Hey, well, here's the big thing is, the rednecks and hillbillies just got to live. Rednecks got to do what they got to do. They turn the moonshine into making gasoline, which technically you probably could use it for gasoline. It's pretty volatile.
Aren't they? Did you know that they are recycling items for plane fuel now? And I saw that, I read that today. You might want to look that up. But they're recycling for plane fuel.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to recycle plane fuel in the thing I'm flying in 500 miles and a mile above the earth, and suddenly find out that they left a corn husk in it or something.
Well, this is what I don't want to do. Since we're turning everything electric, I don't want to have electric planes. Because I'm sorry.
A hybrid
plane. I'm serious. If you start running out of
that's the wrong time to see the battery flashing on the screen.
Hey.
George, did you plug in? Oh yeah. But I wanted to charge my iPhone. Drain the batteries on the plane.
That's a whole new meaning on the way down. Please silence your cell phones or turn them off because it could drain the battery. It could drain the battery.
You can't exactly, take an extension cord with you. What do you plug in at, 30,000 feet?
Docking station. Flying docking station.
I can picture it now. Like they have those gigantic things that refuel you in the air?
Yes.
You can see one coming through with a gigantic extension cord.
The green light that says
quick, open the window, plug it into the cigarette lighter. Anyways.
There's a world that we live in. There's a ton of things that are happening in our world today, aren't they?
You can hear me getting over a cold.
Yeah.
I can imagine the new ways, like they're always trying to make people more healthy. Yeah. In this case, for the airplanes, they put everybody on hamster wheels, and you're just charging the batteries as you go. You got to stand
I
up,
better be
now
wearing
you
a
got to stand up
mask.
flying.
Look, I cannot be wearing a mask while I'm exercising. So if I have to exercise on the plane,
I
the mask is coming
guarantee
off.
you'll probably get on the plane at 300 pounds and get off at 200 pounds because I guarantee you ain't going to stop running if you know you're charging the plane the whole way.
That's true.
You're going to like, I ain't stopping. There ain't no way I'm stopping on this one.
As long as those plane tickets are cheap, I will get up there and work my blank off.
So those like 3 people in a wheel. If you get tired and fall over, you're just going to be like, whoop. You ever seen the videos where the guy like he's trying to run fast in the treadmill and it takes off? If you go too far, you go around the back of the plane.
I would be really scary if Biden's in the pilot's cockpit. If he's in the cockpit, yeah, there you go. We are all doomed, like he's in the cockpit of our country. Yeah, Biden.
That's the new Biden motto: "Pay more, live less." Was it pay more? What? Live worse.
Pay more, live worse. Wasn't he the president that said that we are living in the best times in our economy?
He always says build back.
Yeah.
Oh, he says build back better.
Build back better.
I'm going to take it back the way it was.
Can he just put it back the way we had it? Build back better.
Yeah. Well, I think when he was
talking, alliteration.
Well, I think honestly when he was talking about that, he was actually telling the truth. He didn't say who it was going to be better for. I mean, maybe he was talking about him or Kamala Harris or those guys, especially. Oh, good golly! Her brain just went out of my head. Where's our lying rascals? All of her name will pop into my head real quick.
Lying rascals. Oh, you got to pull that up. The lying rascals. I don't even know if we. Yes.
Right there, Nancy Pelosi. I see her face. It's so ugly. It reminds me. So yeah. So Nancy Pelosi. She's making bank off of this stuff. She knows exactly where to buy it and where to get her money out. Well, if you want to get rich, then follow Nancy Pelosi, which, by the way, the lying rascals on here. We've got AOC, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Obama. Obama, you got Biden, and then you got Kamala. The lying rascals destroying America, coming to a theater near you.
I had to ask you, was Kamala Harris out drinking with Nancy Pelosi's husband, who got a DUI but was able to get off? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it wasn't. She was out drinking with Nancy Pelosi's husband. It was the other way around. Nancy Pelosi's husband was out drinking with her.
I don't know if that, guys. Let me just tell you, that's not actually true. But I will tell you that Nancy Pelosi's husband, he got a DUI, and because of you want to call it out, privilege, he was able to, escape.
I heard they put him in a car and sent him home or something like that, or had someone else drive him home or something. Oh. Yeah. Well, you got to level that privilege.
Yes. And there's another one. It's funny how you put Obama in that picture with Biden because it seems like, and you talked about this last week with Mayor Sean, who, by the way, thank you, Mayor Sean, for taking my place. These are some big shoes to fill when he's here. And it's a hard time to. It's tough to follow up on that.
I thought you had like size 7s.
Are you making fun of my shoe size? You know what they say about small feet? Big brain.
Well, you know what they say about guys with big feet, and big hands, and big ears, and everything, a big nose.
Obama.
That guy better be packing because he's a funny-looking fella.
Oh gosh! Can we go back to working out on a plane?
Working out on a plane.
So, but electric cars, there's a huge push for electric cars.
Yeah. Unfortunately, electric cars are probably one of the worst things, and we're getting yelled at for our comments.
Who's yelling at us?
The producer.
Are you guys talking to us today?
That sounds like a good time, somebody said. And
oh, yes.
Where did he pull those Smarties from? I don't want to know where he pulled them from. That's why I gave one back to test it.
You guys, you'll never know. It's the magic of TV.
Yeah.
Why is this not working? Can't get what that's right.
It's not the device. It's the user.
It's the opera. Well, it's an Android.
There you go.
Okay.
It actually is an Android.
I know. I called it out. So what else have you guys been saying to us?
Okay. Someone says here, great meme, Tony, and no hybrid planes.
So scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the hybrid plane went down, I'd be like shouting. Ah! But unfortunately, no one's going to hear me. So when someone can't hear you, what better way than to get a sign?
Yeah.
Get a sign that says everything you want on it.
Yep.
Just like some of the signs. For example, this thing up here was actually printed by one of our local sponsors. Just like these are printed by a local sponsor.
I thought they did these too.
No. We actually found those. And I had the card, and I was going to say who made them, but I can't remember where the card went to.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the local sponsor, Whitney Signs, they have great products. They print all our banners, they print all of our signs, they print great stuff like this thing back here, which is a American flag, and we got these stickers, and they just actually upgraded their stickers to even a higher quality than they were before. We'd stick them through like 100 washes, and they wouldn't fade, come off these cups and things. This is something we got on before. And they just even upgraded to even better quality. And there's like unmatched quality in stickers. I've never seen anything like it. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick look and see what we got here for their sponsor.
Check it.
Sorry.
Hey, I gotta say real fast. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And if you're a business out there and you're watching us and you're thinking about maybe there's something that you could be a part of the Backwoods Brothers family as a sponsor, we invite you to do that. But we also appreciate Whitney Signs for definitely being a sponsor.
Definitely. And all our viewers, we really appreciate you. Whether you join us live or joining us local, or whether you're watching us afterward, we love you guys all. You guys all rock, and we really appreciate the support you give to our sponsors. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, kudos. Mayor Sean said real fast, in answer to where did I get these Smarties, he goes, tell him you're a Pez dispenser.
I don't want to know where the candy pops out of.
Don't they pop out of the mouth part? Where are you? What kind of Pez dispenser are you looking at? Wow.
Hey, I just left it open for interpretation.
Wow.
You know? Wow. So you were talking about electric cars.
Yes.
Which, by the way, if you really want to know, electric cars are extremely not eco-friendly. Mm-hmm. First of all, electric cars are charged by power. Mm-hmm. Power is created by coal plants, by nuclear plants, by there's a couple other ones out there, oil plants. I don't think we have oil plants much anymore, but primarily coal plants. We do have some hydrogen plants out there, and there are windmills, but those don't produce enough power to charge vehicles, especially at the rate they're trying to push them. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I found out, I was reading some facts recently, and I found out that it takes half a ton, no, oh, good golly, this is going to kill me. It's like 33, good golly, 500,000 pounds. 500,000 pounds to create one battery. While earth removed for all the different materials, they say it's half a million pounds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that's right, 500,000 pounds. Sorry, I was trying to remember what the number was. It was astronomically huge. 500,000 pounds of earth removed to get the materials to make the cells and the batteries. And there's a lot of stuff pulled out of the earth. And then when those cars' cells die, they don't go and get a new cell. They have to get a whole new battery, which is basically the
worth
price.
More than the car.
Yeah, same price or worth more than the car.
What?
Yeah.
Like you can go get a battery right now, and it's not worth the car price. It's
because the car will decrease in value as it is when you buy it new and stuff, and it decreases value over time. Right. So if it dies after a few years or something, and you have to get a new battery, then it's more expensive because that's most of the price of the car is that battery. All that lithium and raw earth metals are in there. But now here's the thing is you don't take your car down to the local recycle bin and they pick it up and they take it all apart and make a new car out of it. No. They actually take them and they ship them overseas to basically junk yards, and they sit in these junk yards and they may get re-scrapped, but in a lot of cases they just get buried or they get to sit there in these big lots and don't do anything with them. And the power, like for example, windmills, in order for a windmill to work, it requires a lot of oil for the lubricants in order for it to be rotate.
Wow.
And those, after about 10 years, those seals will break down and they tend to spill a lot of that lubricant out. Some of them don't even last 10 years. And so you get massive oil spills around these wind farms. Plus, all the lubricants have to be refreshed constantly. So that's, again, more oils pulled out of the earth. So the idea of it being more green is an actual lie. It's just it's more expensive to buy an electric vehicle than it is to buy a regular vehicle. So honestly, and there are people, the people that are telling you this, they own a shit ton of stock in these companies.
Yeah.
And so they have a financial motivation to get you to buy these. But it's definitely not more green to buy an electric vehicle because of what goes behind it. And if everybody suddenly switched over, now this is there's
but it's not practical either. But keep going, keep going, because you're good information.
There's been argument about the electrical grid if it can handle if everybody plugged in at 5 o'clock at night and everything else. And there's some people some things say yes, things say no, but nonetheless, I mean that's still, even if they could handle it, imagine the amount of suck of power on that those coal plants and everything else had to suddenly go through the roof if everybody owned an electric vehicle. Because they're going to have to produce that much more power to make up for it.
Yeah.
And so it's a lie that that's more green. Stats don't produce it.
Yeah, I don't drive, but I'm in a lot of people's cars during the week who are not even mindful of their own level of their gas tank, how much gas they have in their car. And, at least if you have gas stations so plentiful, but at least there's options for gas if you run out. What do you do when you're on a long stretch of road and you don't have a next charging station? Do you have extra battery? What's the practical
someone has to come out to you and tow you to a charger, or if you have
AAA is going to take
they are starting to develop mobile chargers, but those are so rare and almost impossible to find.
Yeah,
that good luck for it. It's more likely you're going to get towed to a charger, and there may not be one close. They're getting a lot more of them around. But the thing is, if you have to sit extra long inside of a traffic jam. Now, granted, electric vehicles can turn off in traffic jams, but
so can the regular. They're building
the hybrid ones.
The hybrids ones.
But here's the thing: imagine if you're an electric vehicle and your electric vehicle turns off, it's still going to run something for like the air conditioning and stuff. If it's like, imagine it's 100 degrees outside, you're in Vegas, and you have an electric vehicle, and your vehicle turns off.
Yeah,
and it doesn't give you the air conditioning. Excuse me.
Because everything is shut off.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's just going to keep draining that battery to run that air conditioning. Whereas a vehicle, it's running and the alternator's recharging it. You can sit there if you need to. It's a much, much better.
I love what you pulled out because the whole thing is the push of the Green New Deal. Well, it's the whole push of that.
It's and the same idea of like, hey, pay all these extra taxes and fees, and that's going to make the world greener. I mean, that should be the answer right there. That's not going to make the world greener. You want to make the world greener, use your new LPCs. You know what an LPC is?
What's an LPC?
That is a brand new shiny pair of leather personnel carriers, what the military used to call us. They'll take you everywhere. There is no restrictions. They can go up, they can go down, they can go in, and they can go out. You just put your boot strap right on your feet, and you can go anywhere you want. Leather personnel carriers.
Got you.
Boots.
Since we are a show that was good information, but since we're a show that's about funnies as well, I remember Kamala Harris was talking about.
Whoa. We're funny?
We're funny looking. pretty ugly. Good for nothing. Okay, really fast. So since
dad jokes.
Bad jokes. Dad jokes.
As I said, dad jokes.
Dad jokes or bad jokes.
Both.
Right? But no, Kamala Harris was plugging in her car, or a model of her car, and she goes, I can't hear the gas go in. I don't know if that's true, but it sounded really good. But no, she did say this. She goes, you can't hear it. Can you hear electricity?
Actually, you know what?
Maybe you can.
On a hot day, go stand under a power line.
She said you can't hear it. You can hear the gas going to the gas tank, but you can't hear electricity going to your...
Okay, well,
anyways.
Kamala, so the way to test it is you unplug it.
Stick your tongue to it.
Yeah. Stick your tongue to it. That's what I was going to say.
Awkward. I knew you were going to go there. Stick your tongue up there and see what. Don't do that. She'll try it.
Yeah, don't.
She'll try it.
Don't try us to kids home. Don't try us to kids home. Don't try us to home kids. What'd you stick in my drink here? It's supposed to be water.
I don't know.
You'll
but
never know.
Something. Read the comment. There's a comment here, brother.
Oh, sorry. I'm too busy talking about crappy cars. I can envision a KC-135 along a long extension cord dangling from the rear and a pilot in another plane reaching for it to plug in the plane.
Is it a 3-prong or 2? Which one?
Did you bring the EU converter? I only take 110. This is the 240.
Oh, man. Oh, lithium? Lithium. That's what he says, lithium.
Do you have the quick disconnect?
260
Is this a
million.
USB charger or is this a USB charger? Did you hear about that, by the way?
What?
The EU has actually passed a ruling in all of Europe that they have to go to UBC-C charger extension. They made a ruling that all phone manufacturers have to use the same type of charger.
All phones have to use the same type of charger.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
It's convenient, but tell me about government overreach.
Oh.
You can't even design the product the way you want. You have to use a stupid specific charger. Now, I like the idea of it.
I like the idea too.
But there's some things that the government shouldn't cross that line and telling you, oh, we're making your phone charger a specific type of charger.
Well, how much how much overreach will they have into how much they can access your phone? So,
NSA's already crossed that line, I'm sure.
Right. It says 260 million gas autos and 3 million electric cars in the U.S. Why are they pushing this car so much? Which is a good question.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching. Follow the
If
money.
you ain't invested in a hybrid, you might want it too soon.
Right?
And get the hell out of Twitter.
Keep on commenting at us, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so those car batteries are actually a gazillion AA batteries all daisy chained together.
I can envision that. That's sad.
You could power a lot of flashlights with that car.
Oh, I like this next comment because it was actually what I was thinking about talking to you about. It says they are predicting rollout blackouts, and they always happen in California this summer. So what are EV drivers going to do then?
You know what? I got the solution.
What's the solution?
I just figured out the solution. I already talked about it with the plane. So next thing we're gonna see these little smart car things, right?
Uh-huh.
And someone's gonna have a steering wheel, and they're gonna have a freaking little hamster wheel inside. They're gonna be jogging to work while driving their car and powdering it to go.
Richard Simmons would be so proud of you.
Somebody now is gonna create that. And
Richard Simmons would love you for that. Way to
Let's go,
force
guys!
us to have exercise.
Jazzer.
Yeah.
Jazz hands. Or wait, no, that's not right.
No, but I could see that.
What's jazz hands? Is this jazz hands?
Jazz hands. But people in Europe
wrist.
have been biking for a long time. Mm-hmm. Is it necessarily a bad thing to go back there?
Yeah, there you go.
With the gas prices, you might have to.
It really sucks if it's like raining out or snowing out.
That's true too.
You don't want that car at that point.
Good point. Good point. No, but the gas prices. So I was reading this morning.
Are you God? Hello?
Are we missing a sponsor?
I was going to say, what about disabled people?
Ooh, producer.
Use your hands. They're my invites.
We always use our feet anyway.
No, she's got a good point.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So gas prices are so stinking high. And they were predicting this morning that it was going to be $5. I think we're surpassed that. Isn't in town?
Whoa.
Even in town,
I paid almost $6 a gallon last night for diesel.
So how much do you normally pay?
Or this morning.
How much do you normally pay for your gas to fill it up? What's your?
I was paying $2 something I think I was like, it's $2 something per gallon not too long ago.
So to fill up your car, it's about what?
I filled it up maybe about 6 months ago. I think I was filling it up for $80 to $100.
Wait a minute, you filled it up 6 months ago?
No, I said I fill it up like I was able to fill it 6 months ago for six.
Oh.
I don't fill it up every 6 months.
I was like,
I don't do that little.
I was driving. Like, wow, that's a $70,000 truck. If you don't have to, you can drive it for 6 months the way you do, and fill it up twice a year.
The whole bed of my truck is just gasoline.
All you need is a Ford, guys.
Dude, I actually saw somebody in a video put a tarp in the back of their, like, there was like a Toyota truck or something, and filled it like a swimming pool in the back of the truck, but with gas. And they started driving down the road. Somebody had like some TikTok Twitter video thing.
Since we have a redneck theme, that's really funny that they filled it up. That's the back of it. So you can fill up your truck with water. We did a baptism out the back of a truck one time.
Oh, Redneck swimming pool.
Redneck swimming pool.
Yeah, it's even funner when you're like driving down the road with it.
Yes.
But George, stop diving into that pool.
Oh man! But no, the crazy thing is, I want to jump on this gas thing a little bit because Americans are feeling it at the gas tank. They're feeling it at the gas tank. There are people who have families who have to spend now money to get from point A to point B.
I will say that last time we had something like this, I think it was when Clinton was in office or something like that, or Obama was in it too.
It was, yeah.
We had some pretty high gas prices during then as well. And this is a normal thing for the Democratic side. They do whatever they can to raise those gas prices, and this was obviously coming. And even worse, when Biden got in there, we knew what he was going to do because the first thing he did is stop all the oil leases.
Yep. Yep.
Even though he got sued and he lost a lot, and the government had to pay a lot of money, or your tax dollars had to go out to pay for his stupid moves. But that's not the point I'm talking about here. But what comes out of these things is there's some really good sometimes, like if you remember, like alternative fuels and those type of things, biodiesels. Mm-hmm. A lot of those things did make some big jumps during times like these because people start getting creative. But also what happens is a lot of the fuel companies, they tend to buy those and keep the patents. I'd say, I mean, they're a money-making process and nothing against them. But there are some things that do come up out of here. One of the worst ideas to ever come out was electric vehicle. But they actually do, they have like some vehicles and things that they use, like it's not truly perpetual motion, but there's kind of like perpetual motion vehicles and things that have come invented before, using like magnetic resistance and things like that.
Yes.
And
did I tell you it's smart?
I mean, these are things that came up 20 years ago, but they don't put out because either
you're not even that old. But go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, did I say you actually are that old? So go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You said it. It's live. You can't take it back.
Smart.
It's on air.
Look, you're so smart. No, you're so smart.
Where's that censor button?
You're so smart. All I can do is insult you because I don't have anything to say. So go ahead. There you go.
Oh, don't discount yourself, man. Yeah, I've siphoned my intelligence off of you, my brother.
Oh.
But the
don't take my electricity. Go ahead.
Don't take your electricity. Take the lights out. Speaking of electricity, let's see what someone says here. Let's see. 116.60 for one tank in my Lincoln. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, it was. If I wanted to fill my truck right now, yeah, 116.60.
116.60.
Yeah, if I wanted to fill my truck right now, it'd be closer to 150 to 160 bucks right now.
Did you see this? 500 and I'm sorry, $500.
$5.89 per gallon.
89 per gallon
per diesel. Yeah, I paid $5.60 something this morning. So.
Oh.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Use their Lamborghinis.
Feedies and Chevrolets.
Oh, I love that. Lamborghinis and Chevrolets.
That's our next shirt.
That's awesome, guys.
That's awesome. Biden complained on ending fossil fuel.
I think he campaigned.
Oh, campaign. I'm sorry. Campaign on fossil fuel for them to claim they didn't see it coming as a blatant lie in it. Yeah. Yeah.
He campaigned on it, but every president has campaigned on stuff like that.
Right.
And he's not going to end it. He's just going to try to rob the people because I don't know about you, but when in the middle of a recession, do you have $50,000 to go out and buy an electric vehicle? I don't know about you, but about probably 90% of America don't have that right now.
No.
Because that's a lot of money, and a lot of people are paying on cars that have been paid on for a while, so they have a decent car payment, they bought cheap. Or they don't have the credit, they don't have the money for down payments. There's a whole lot of things they can't do to go out and buy a $50,000 vehicle. Not to mention, I don't know about you, but I ain't going to go spend $120,000 on an electric truck that doesn't have the power that my truck does. And how about all of the big rig truckers out there?
Yeah.
Those, they do have big rig electric trucks, but they don't have a tenth of the power that a regular truck does, and they can't long haul. And they might get 8 hours out of a haul on it, but then they have to charge. But the thing is, truckers can't do that sometimes. They have to go longer and to deal with these things. And it's just not a feasible reality. And tractors out there in the middle of a field, a farmer can't go plug his tractor in after 6 hours of plowing a field And if he needs that extra power, he can't kick a electric engine to overdrive. It's just going to go.
Can you do that again?
They're quiet.
Yeah, can you do that again? That's the way. That's what we're going to hear in the future if we continue down this road.
Exactly.
That's what. Yeah. No pun intended. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple of things going on, not just like you said, the heightened gas prices and the push for electric vehicles, but there's also, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this, but gun legislation, and in light of all of there were 13 mass shootings in America this last weekend. Now, and mass shootings, according to the CDC, is 4 or more, but it's based on injuries and deaths as well. So, but then at the same time, I don't know why I know why we're counting them, and they're all tragic. But gun violence has been an epidemic amongst certain communities for a long time for us to be counting them now. I mean, gang violence is huge in Chicago. But we've had our eyes on Chicago.
Dude, Chicago's bad. Go to Boston.
Boston. Well, Chicago's bad. There was a news reporter, and I was watching this, but there's a news reporter out talking about gun violence in Chicago and got a gun pulled on him. Did you see that?
I saw that video.
You saw it too?
Yeah. And they're supposedly looking for the guy, but yeah, good luck.
Yes. So, proving the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great point to prove. But here's the thing is, we don't need more laws. We need the authorities to enforce the laws and the district attorneys to prosecute those who violate the laws. That's what we need.
Instead of letting them out.
A good example is all the Portland district attorney. We had 500 people from all the riots downtown to property destruction, gun crimes, and everything else all happened down there, and he let all of them go. The thing is that they are setting a precedent
soft on crime
that there is no punishment for crime. And so what good is a gun law going to do if it's never enforced? Are they following the laws now? No.
We got to clear up what is an assault weapon.
An assault weapon? What's an assault weapon? I know there's an automatic rifle. There's an assault rifle.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of of talk about that. But
so people think that an AR-15 means a automatic rifle. It does not mean automatic rifle.
Automatic rifle. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Well, they think it means an automatic rifle. It does mean assault rifle. But an AR-15 is a semi-automatic. We pull one trigger, one bullet comes out. A pistol is you pull the trigger, one bullet comes out. A revolver, you pull the trigger, one bullet comes out. All that's semi-automatic files, one squeeze, one bullet. But you can do this just as fast on a rifle, just as fast on a handgun, just as fast on a revolver. Revolver maybe has 6 to 8 shots, so you can run out there quicker. You might be able to get 13 to 15 inside of a like a pistol. And if you pack your magazine, or it's called a clip. If you pack that properly for your rifle, you might get 28. If you really want to pack it, you're supposed to have about like a 30, but the springs damage after about 28. Mm-hmm. And you get jamming and stuff. So, but you get 28. So there's just a capacity thing there. But honestly, I can drop a mag of 15 or 10 or whatever else and replace it in a matter of a second or two, especially with a little bit of training. You can do the same thing if you have a 10-round magazine inside of a AR-15. It's simply you have it here. You can hold it with one hand, click a button, drop it, slap another one in there, and hit the charging handle in about 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds at most. And you can have that reloaded. It's limited capacity magazines is not the solution. Taking away an assault rifle is the solution.
Limited capacity had been brought up. And real fast, I want to make it clear. I'm visually impaired, and I don't own a gun, and I don't think I will ever own one because I don't trust myself. But I am definitely for the Second Amendment.
Well, yeah, and so the dumbest thing that I ever heard somebody say, especially coming from a president, and I'll admit Trump said some dumb things, but who doesn't? But this is the dumb, and he keeps doubling down on it. I never seen a deer in a flak jacket.
He did say that.
I've seen shooters entering schools in flak jackets.
Yeah.
And I'd bet a damn well guarantee if you had armed security in that school, that shooter would not have made it past those doors.
Oh, if you're talking about the Uvalde, that's been a lot of news. But before we get there, 7 states have already raised the limit of being for those to obtain a firearm to 21.
21.
7 states, 7 states have already started that.
You know, honestly, if here's the thing is, I don't really agree with that, and the reason why it's not for a rifle. I mean, a handgun. I don't even really agree with a handgun. The reason why is because if you can go enlist in the military, and you can they're going to train you and hand you a weapon, you should have the right to be able to go out and buy a weapon. Because if your country is going to trust you to do that, why the hell are you not able to buy a weapon?
You weren't supposed to cuss tonight, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Just want to tell you that.
I'm trying to get better at it. I won't say hell's in the Bible though.
Hell's in the Bible. Yeah. But but you feel strongly about it. And actually, why don't we come back to that?
Oh, darn straight. Sorry.
No, you're good. I got you on that. But why don't we come back to that after I shoot off a commercial here really fast. No pun intended there. I was trying to make a play on words. You're supposed to laugh. But anyways, there's a great pizza place, and they are local Estacadian folk. Actually, one person, Valerie, and her lovely, awesome restaurant called Hitch and Post Pizza. You can actually see it off of Highway 224. So good. You can host parties there. You can go and play around a pool, as well as you can have the kiddos play some video games. My daughter loves to always try those video games. Every time she gets to that space to be able to play, she wants to definitely take advantage of it. You guys, I invite you to look at this commercial right now coming up. You will not regret the pizza you get from there. Watch this.
Hey, hey, so a couple comments here from people. It said Biden claims to think that people are going back to work because Biden got them jobs. He shut down so many companies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you can't really say after you shut down the economy and then people and you open the economy back up and people start going to work. You can't really say.
Are people going back to work?
That you're giving them, you're getting them jobs. And some people are. I mean, people are going back to work. It's not like everybody stayed off work. This is a larger portion.
Yeah.
But the people are going back. You can't say, oh, look, the economy's great because we have all this job growth. No. People are going back to work after you closing it down.
But way to capitalize off of something normal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, look, I made the sun come up today because I opened the window.
Biden's the only one I know that can ruin air. Okay, air cost us now.
He's the only one that turns the light switch on and he goes, look, I turned the light on outside.
The problem is, even though electric motors have great torque, that power is diminishing the lower the charge is, like a dying flashlight. Huh. Yep.
Can't ban guns. Can't ban guns when there is you can't ban guns when there's an open border. Exactly. Well, here's the thing is,
I have something to say to that too. Go ahead.
So
no, you go first.
If you have a law that says, okay, no one's allowed to have guns, you turn your guns in, and you have good people and criminals, people that follow the law and people that don't follow the law. And so, who do you think is actually going to turn the guns in? The people that don't follow the laws in the first place, or only the good people that follow the laws?
But they will say that the left will say, we're not saying we're going to take your guns. We're just going to take assault rifles away from you, or at least raise the limit for you to have.
And anybody in history that ever has studied any sort of dictator-based, like from we'll go with Stalin. We'll go with what's his name, Mao Zedong. We'll talk about can't think of the name over there in Venezuela. Castro. And any no, that's different to Venezuela. And then there's also we'll go. What's his name? from Nazi, oh good golly, Hitler, anything like that. And there's a whole bunch more. Otherwise, someone named off a whole bunch the other day on a video. But anyways, if you actually look historically, right before they went in and they pulled your freedoms and they killed a lot of people, anyone opposed them, they all did the exact, literally step by step for what they're trying to do here. And they all started with, hey, we're doing this for your safety. We're taking your guns for your safety. We're doing this. We're restricting you this way for your safety. We're controlling the media for your safety. All these things are all steps taken in the exact same manner. Literally, history is trying to repeat itself here in America. And because the schools don't teach history anymore, they teach a skewed version, if that, people don't know these things, and so they walk into it.
So there is and the Uvalde incident is a tragic one. Since the other mass shooting, which Phil, please forgive me when it involved kids, that I forget what it was right now. But the Uvalde one was a big event, and there are a lot of angry parents, and they should be. Because there are some major balls that were dropped. And you've watched this unfold. Some parents were actually speaking to senators today in Washington, D.C. about their pain. As a matter of fact, I saw an interview. I didn't talk to one, but I saw an interview last night of a teacher who saw all of his kids, 11 of his kids slaughtered while he was hiding and praying. And that teacher will never be the same again. But to conflate the, there was so much going. This story is so nuanced that someone could have done something, even though he was there, that involved encountering this person with a gun. Inflicting pain on children. Something could have been done with a gun if someone ran into the building.
Exactly. And I mean, there's even a portion where there's a mother had spoken out where she was begging and people were begging for them to go in and do something.
Yeah, mother went in. The mother went in to get her child.
After they refused to, she finally ran past them and ran in and pulled their kids out. Yep. And then they threatened to arrest her and prosecute her and stuff for it.
For obstruction.
I mean, they
obstruction.
And I support law enforcement. I am there with them. I back the blue. But there's a point where you don't cross the line on that. And if you're not doing it and someone else does your job, you definitely don't follow up with obstruction on it. Well, if you're like, for example, if they're going to go rescue their kids, say, good for you. We failed. Good for you. Don't threaten obstruction of justice on her. That was beyond. That was an epic failure on that police department, amongst many others.
So, and
it's a leadership. It's a leadership.
Yes, we are fair on this show. We love law enforcement. Mm-hmm. They've been under such scrutiny, though, that I wonder if they have a side of the story as to why they didn't go in.
Well, they have talked about it, and one of the big things was that what they did was how they used to handle school shootings a long time ago.
Yeah. Now it's just you go in.
Years ago they changed it to when a mass shooting happens, not a school shooting, but mass shooting happened.
After Florida's? After the Florida one?
It was, I forget which one it was. It was years ago.
Yeah.
But they learned you don't wait, you go in.
Yep.
Because you have a gun and there's a better chance that you're going to put that person down than just letting up that they're shoot innocent people.
Yeah. So it's okay to go in with a gun then. You go in with a gun and you...
Yeah, you go in with a gun.
Yeah.
And in this case, they were following old training, and there was later come out, I saw a news report, and they're talking there, they hadn't been training, that department hadn't been training with the state or the, I think the county, state, or federal options. They hadn't trained with any of them. So they didn't know this training part. And that's not a failure on the individual officers. I don't count that piece as a failure on them.
Yeah.
I count the failure on the leadership that was there that did not get the training and did not give the order for them to go in.
Yeah.
That is leadership. And so that needs to be recognized. It's a leadership failure.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, and I can't speak specifically to each officer, but if I was there, I would have disobeyed orders and gone in because I'm sorry, if kids' lives are in danger, I don't care what anyone's orders are. I'm moving in. I'll hand my badge in afterward.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a stop to that. But that's how I'm trained in the military too.
That's a military training.
You
training.
follow orders, yes, but at the same time, life has a massive value.
Yeah.
And you have chosen to take that job, or you've made the sacrifice in the military to be willing to lay down your life for another.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you do. And so when there is an innocent on the line, you put your life on the line at great, even at risk of great peril, to protect their lives. So, and that's something I believe was if I had to say it as an individual failure on every officer there, that was where that line was.
But so, in answer to some of these things, increasing background checks, red flag laws, and things like that.
They have background check laws,
and they have red flag laws. This state has red flags.
Exactly. Laws. They just need to now the red flag laws.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, I want to come back to those in a minute.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they have background check laws. They have red flag laws. They have laws for criminals can't own guns, and there's laws if you violate those, and felons can't own guns. All these different things. And they have these rules in place already. They exist. We don't need more laws.
They exist.
We need the laws on the books to be enforced.
To be enforced.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
If they just enforce the laws there, then we might actually gain some ground. But they don't want to enforce the laws because they're all worried about their political re-elections and crap.
Yep.
If someone commits a crime, process the crime.
Yep.
Hold people accountable.
Yep.
Small or large.
Yep.
That's the answer to your problem. You want crime reduced. You want crime reduction. You process the people that commit the crimes. You hold them accountable.
Look, they're saying. Oh, what did you feel about Beto O'Rourke? By the way, was that poor timing or what?
I'm just gonna laugh at that.
Okay.
Portland DA Mike Schmidt says a dangerous gun is a paintball gun. Just ask Alan Sweeney. Alan Sweeney. Yeah. So and so it says hashtag free Alan Sweeney. So a paintball gun is not a dangerous gun. You can put like frozen paintballs and hurt people. Yes, there is that thing, but you can throw a rock and hurt somebody too. You can do more damage with a rock than a paintball gun. So he doesn't understand the difference. So I can kill someone just as easy with a rock, with a stick, with a piece of wood, with my own bare hands, or anything else, ropes, anything out there. It's an intent and the character of the person. If that person has an intent to kill somebody or injure somebody, they're going to find a way to do it, gun or no gun.
I think that is great. I think that is actually the point. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to kill somebody.
No.
Because I have better character.
Yes.
Than to someone that wants to kill somebody.
I don't know if you read this, but they said you can reload a revolver in a few seconds if you're
you can.
using a speed loader.
Yeah, they have speed loaders, and basically it has 6 or 8 rounds, depending on what you have, and they're actually preset in there. And so you can actually pop the chamber open, dump, and then pop it in there, and then use a button. I think releases them, and you roll back in there, and you're good to go. Okay. And I haven't done it myself. I've seen it. That's why I know.
Gotcha.
But and so if I missed any steps in that, I apologize. But that's roughly the idea.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Alan Sweeney got 10 years for a paintball gun. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
10 years.
I don't remember all the details around that. So, but I think with everything else, with all the people they released that lasered the law enforcement officers, threw rocks and stones at people, that beat people, did property damage, set fires to people within buildings, and everything else. Mm-hmm. With all that happening, and they let those guys go, but then they prosecuted this guy. Shame on that DA.
Yeah.
Shame on that DA. And I think that if he's going to let all those 500 off, he should serve their sentences for the 500 people. So, I mean, honestly, that was one of the most disgusting things I've seen ever from a DA, and it makes me ashamed of that city and the people that are on that side represent in his office. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Give me just a backdrop.
The DA down in Portland.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the DA I'm talking about. I forget what his name is, and I don't really care to learn it because the guy's a douchebag.
Gotcha. Sad. Yeah, Saturday the police officer department held back, and an off-duty federal agent took out the shooter.
I've heard a lot of different stories on that one. From what I understand, it wasn't a single off-duty officer. That was one of the earlier things, earlier stories. But the latest one I heard was that a Border Patrol SWAT team actually arrived, and they went in, and
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so it was Border Patrol, but it wasn't a single agent. It was the SWAT, border SWAT that went in. But I think they went in because it was a federal agency that knows when you get there, you go in.
You get there and
That's
go
the
in.
training they got.
Yeah.
And so they went in and did the thing.
Right.
Plus, I mean, they're SWAT too.
yes.
But yeah, it took them a while to get there because they had to get the call. And I think they heard about it. I don't think they even got the call. I think they heard about it and came. Mm-hmm. But I don't know the full things on there because there's a lot of details that are flying around kind of crazy. So
the story unfolds.
As we always say, don't take everything we say for verbatim. Please do your own investigation, your own thinking.
Yeah.
Go out, look for 5 sources, find the commonalities. That's what you're going to probably find most to be truth, and that's what you can rest on. But look at 5 different sources and try to come up with your own conclusions.
And as we focus on this, remember there's a mass shooting in Philadelphia this weekend over a fight on the street. They
just stopped one. They caught.
Keep going.
The kid. There's a kid that threatened something about a mass shooting. I think wasn't it Seattle or something?
I thought it was in California.
It might have been California. I forget where it was.
Yeah.
But they arrested him, and then they found a list of targets in his bedroom or something.
That wasn't California, but did they arrest him? How old was he?
He was in high school, I think.
So they arrested or they actually booked a 12-year-old a couple weeks ago.
They definitely. I think that. I honestly think that's good. If a kid's gonna make those threats, make him pay for it.
Guys, I don't know if you guys
teaching a hard lesson.
And maybe that's something that Campfire Brandy will probably discuss because she's usually the kid department.
Yep.
And the family department.
Wait. Roll that back.
Oh, wait a minute.
Can I hear that again?
The kid department.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, the crazy thing about that is there was some people said, he's too young to be held accountable to those types of things.
Bullcrap.
No. Have you ever watched Scared Straight?
Oh, damn straight.
Scared Straight used to be a TV show that said, you are going to prison if you do... one more thing. I was 12 years old, and I decided to mouth off at my mom. I popped off at her. Guess what she did? She took me down to the precinct, told the officer, hey, can you just teach him a little something. So he took me out of the car, put me in handcuffs. I'm like, Mama, please. He put me into the cell. I sat there for a little bit and contemplating my life as much as a 12-year-old could. I went back to the car, and I was so mad at her, but I referenced it today. I don't like jail.
And honestly, personally, if I ever found out that my daughter stole something or committed a crime, you would have damn well bet that I'm going to make sure she pays for the crime. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do what I can to try to convince a judge to get off and say, hey, she committed that crime. She's going to be accountable to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, be held accountable to it. But no, I think if we send the message out to our young people that yes, you don't have this period where you get to mess up and then it's all expunged. Do it. You do the crime. You pay the time.
Yeah. Another comment here says, and the Democrats are going after guns. Background checks, red flag laws again. They are such a broken record. SB 554.
That's true.
I don't remember what SB 554 was.
What was SB 554?
If you got more details on it, please send it this way.
Doesn't seem to woke in Portland.
Work.
Oh, it doesn't seem. I'm sorry. Doesn't woke. I have woke on the mind. Check out that shirt, guys. Anyways, doesn't seem to work in Portland or Chicago. Criminals don't obey laws. What the think it? What the thunk it?
Who to thunk it?
Who to thunk it? Sorry, who to thunk it? What the thunk it?
Why give a crap about their future political election and force it? Everything is considered a weapon. Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's not the weapon. It's the intent. It's the character. It's the person behind it. If you have malintent, you're going to find a way to commit the crime.
Yep.
SB 554.
Real fast, before you do that, I think I know who actually typed this in.
Yeah,
because she's a smarty and she's behind the producer hat here. So there you go.
Yeah, that'd be my wife, Brandy. You're trying to make up for that kid department thing.
Yes, I am.
SB
How's it working?
SB 554 requires owner or possessor of firearm to secure firearm with. Oh, yeah, this is the trigger lock one. So with trigger lock or cable lock or lock container when transferring. Just
You had
like
a
I
bit
do
to
with
do about
my
that.
sidearm, I leave it in a lock container at all times according to the law.
Well, there you go. There you go. You know, it's interesting. We have possibly mass inflation. We have crisis at the border. We have a food shortage. We have baby food formula shortage. We have all those things going on, but they want to take our guns.
I know.
Whoa!
How about solve the more critical issues right now? And that is the food for babies and the massive influx of people at the border. And how about the energy crisis? You solve those issues, we'll talk about ways that we can get you to start enforcing laws for guns.
Didn't they reopen the baby food plant?
They did. The one that had some problems in there. I think it was closed for like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they cleaned it or fixed it or whatever it was. So
yeah.
Yeah, but seeing the fact that they really want to take my guns and everything, and the stuff, it's in the fact that they won't enforce these laws, it really gets me upset and angry.
You just want to pop off.
It really just pisses me off.
It pisses you off.
Yeah, and so a while back I joined the Pop Squad, which is the Pissed Off Patriot Squad.
Yeah.
And to show that, we actually have produced not only just our Pop Squad gear now, which we've shirts and hats and things like that, but we actually have some extras in there, which I'm not going to give away the secret. You get to swing by on the backwoodsbrothers.com under the merchandise in the Pop Squad brand. There's some new stuff in there, especially for all you vets out there. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh, I love that.
And there's some new stuff coming, literally. Probably in the next couple of days, you'll see some new stuff popping up.
When we get back from break, can you read that, though, on the mug, that one for the veterans? Because I think that was such a good one.
Yeah. I'll have to grab it up and get the exact term again.
We only have 30 seconds, so.
Yeah. So go and take a look at this Pop Squad.
Bring that up.
Oh,
Mayor's sitting here with us.
Oh,
He said he feels like he's watching Jerry's Kids.
Hey,
Do you remember?
Mayor
You were too
Sean
young for
Drink
that.
Wine.
You don't remember. Mayor Sean Drink Wine just said we're watching Bebe's Kids. I mean Jerry's Kids. We don't die, we multiply. That's funny.
Wow. Somebody aged themselves a little bit.
That's so.
Flip Wilson, man.
Flip Wilson. He said Flip Wilson. We got it. Why aren't you? Mayor's sitting right here, and we want to have him on because
Mayor Drink Wine, come on and say hi
right
to the
here.
people.
Come in and say hi. Come in and say hi to Estacada and beyond.
You guys are making me a regular in this sense.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like the guy in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I got
To separate us two.
this guy right here, and I got this guy right here. They're doing some great work here. It's good to hear them on here, and I hope you guys are getting informative stuff here. I've heard some of their jokes, so you better be getting something out of this besides that.
If not, at least get a laugh out of it, right?
That's right.
Hey, at least you're laughing out. It's not with us, right?
That's right.
Mayor Sean, there was someone who talked about online about seeing more of our personalities come out because they said we know you have a friendship somewhere in there, so we want to see more of your personality. So we tried to be funny. How are we doing?
You do good.
Okay.
You do good. I don't get it half the time, but hey.
I don't get it half the time.
Hey, I have a personality.
There is a translation section.
Let's see if I can show this or not on here. Or
Yeah,
what it
the
is.
glasses.
No, this is. It says. Let me see if I can read this right, and then I'll show it. Ancient Greece believed in a beast that guarded the gates of hell. I am that beast.
Oh,
I like that.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, can you switch camera?
That was really good.
That is a good saying.
Yep. Yes. Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
just, there, we have shirts and mugs and everything else. That's just the picture that's on there.
Got to get that, guys. Middle
We even have
America.
mouse pads.
East Coast, West Coast. I see you guys from Michigan. You guys come up
We
from Florida,
have a
all over the
lot
country.
more coming just like that.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to give some of the secret ones I'm working on right now. It's kind of cool.
it's really
But
cool.
yeah, there's a couple on there, and there's a bunch more coming just like that.
Yeah. You guys, you're really liking our memes online, and they're really funny. Let's bring up one really fast while Mayor's here. Do we have another one up there?
That's the one you bring up for him, the American Psycho for the mayor.
American
What are you trying to say, Tony?
I'm scared.
Right now,
That's a good one.
that's a good one. That's a good one. So this one, can you read that one, brother?
It says, stupid man, Joe, faster than a speeding sloth, dumber than a box of rocks, able to trip upstairs 3 times in a single flight.
Hey, I resemble that. Tripping upstairs, that's a real thing.
I
Hey.
could do that too.
Yeah, right?
I trip sitting down.
Times are changing.
I break chairs.
Yes, we need to get you a chair.
No, I like the standing thing. You know?
Okay.
I've been in
Keep
the
us in
green room
line.
for a while.
Hey, can you hold that?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Their cup.
Ready?
Joel has given me the privilege
Of
of
holding a
showing
cup.
you this cup.
Yeah, Mayor, is there
It's put
anything?
together with care,
Yeah.
with 2 wonderful faces. We'd almost want to put them on the President Mountain there. I can see that. These 2 on.
Well, you don't actually want people to come visit it.
Someone said, "Hey, Mayor."
It goes from a national treasure to a national secret.
They said, "Hi, Mayor Sean."
Oh, there's on there. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Focus on the more idiotic things like guns. There are more important stuff going on.
Yep.
It is all distraction to focus on the most idiotic things like guns. They're the most important stuff going on.
Speaking of distraction, tomorrow night, do you know what's coming up?
Campfire discussions.
No, distraction, like big. They're talking about the January 6th event. And as a matter of
I
fact,
heard
they're
about
showing that on TV. Fox News is planning on airing something else. But they're really, the whole idea, and the New York Times said it, the whole idea is to stick it to the Republicans.
Yeah, I heard that they gave me a call and said they're going to wait till after Brandy's show because they were too scared to film to air it during the show.
Yeah, you're going to, by the way, yes.
That's right.
They want to weigh in on public opinion about that.
That is so ridiculous.
Yep.
We all know it's ridiculous.
It's absolute crap. I
Yep.
mean, there's so many things on it. There's so many bigger things to deal with than that.
Yeah, let's put the economy on for an hour. The economy, gas prices, and everything else. Let's talk about Joe Biden.
Let's send Joe Biden without his Secret Service into the suburbs and see how he does there.
Right.
Let him go wandering around.
Oh,
Bow down.
speaking of that, Joey Behard of The View said this. Yeah. Did you see it? One of my producers said,
Hey,
"Oh, geez."
you got to put $1 in the jar.
But you know what she said? Oh, geez. You know what she said? She said gun laws will change when black people own guns.
Really?
When 1 out of 4 already do. But when black people own guns, that's when gun laws will change. I was trying to figure out whether that was an insult or not, because what they're trying to change it to was restricting. So gun laws will
I
change
got to stand up too.
It's a
when black people own guns.
We're going to stand for this.
Okay, well, since one of these kids are doing their own thing, okay.
Now he's
guess
going to
we'll
get
all
up
do
and
that
pull out
too.
4 different guns.
I don't, right? Because I own
this one.
right. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. I got guns. All my guns have been confiscated. Get
This
it?
is a standing room
Hey.
show.
You ever-
Mayor Sean, all my guns have been confiscated.
That's right.
No more
I
guns.
got a long arm right here. Look at all these guns.
Yeah. You guys are all good. You know what I got the show for it? See this little thing right here? This is called tennis elbow. They tell me I got to wear this now because I got this pain in my elbow. That's what I got.
How did you get that?
Too much lifting when I was young. You know, thinking I was a big guy.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. Found out I'm a little guy with a pain in the elbow. So.
I'm dying over here. There's so many jokes I want to make right now, but they're not appropriate for on air.
Yeah, just remember where you're standing, okay?
Yes.
Yes. I like this whole standing thing, you know.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Standing room only.
Right. So no, these are times
do I
that
get- is this from the Pez man?
right.
Oh, yeah.
One of the reasons
It's not
why
even a full pack either.
Right.
You got one.
Right. One of the reasons why we're turning it. See, I try to keep these two on track. One of the reasons why we are doing this, and we want to laugh more, guys, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It is a sad place out there. Right
It's a sad place.
It is.
And if we don't laugh,
But there's
It shows
good,
like
there's
this, though.
good people fighting for it, though.
They bring
There's some
in
really good
a
people
little bit of
fighting.
happiness in a dark corner.
Exactly.
We need this kind of stuff.
Keep Estacada strong. Don't Portland our Estacada. You know,
That's right.
basically what that's basically saying is don't bring the big city bull crap into our small town. Let us have our culture out here.
That's right.
And if you don't like the culture out here, go somewhere else.
Good people doing good things. That's what it's all about. And that's what we do in this little
Exactly.
town.
Yeah.
Small town culture is about loving your neighbor,
Yeah.
love and respect for yourself, love and respect for your neighbor and for others, and caring enough to just, even more than just saying hi in the morning or being able to greet your neighbors or get to know them, but actually be there for them when you need to. And and if you have the ability to help somebody, that's just caring for somebody. That's not just a small town value. That's a human value.
Yeah. This town's done it by example.
Exactly.
You remember the fires, you remember everything that's gone on. We've all been there for each other. So we know how to do this.
And we're
just helping other people understand how to do this.
Someone said, I am tired of you guys talking about the fires. Mm-hmm. You know why we talk about the fires is because it's a benchmark of where we should be.
Exactly.
It is a memory stone of where we should be.
Exactly. It's like people get say, hey, I'm so tired when you talked about 9/11. No, you remember 9/11.
Yeah,
and we
never forget.
Of it and we talk about it. It's the same thing with the fires. There were some bad things that happened there, but there's some good stuff that happened there too. And we choose to remember the bad things so you don't recreate them, but at the same remember the good things more, talk about them more, so people do remember it. And so that they try to get that and they keep that sense of community and love that we had for one another. It didn't matter what side of the political aisle you were on. It didn't matter what your personal beliefs were. You were just there to help somebody. You lifted a box. You fed somebody. You served a meal. You got out there. You turned on someone's water for them. You helped them haul a trailer. You helped them move things out. You gave them a ride. Whatever it was, you did something. Yeah. People here did something. When they came back or before they left or during the time, everybody was doing something to help somebody. It became community. Yeah. And then everybody got back, things went back to normal, and people started to lose that. And then it all became about their bull crap again.
When you isolate people like the government tries to do, when you isolate us by crazy monkeypox or crazy, and I'm not saying that's not real. I'm just saying when those things isolate themselves, like COVID and like other things, like gas prices are even isolating people. When there's so much push to be isolated, that's when you go for the every man for himself type of mentality.
And this is America. Let's start remembering. It's forgotten they got us in this in the first place.
Yeah,
you forget how quickly some people want to tear down the statues and tear down, all of the things that remind you, oh, I'm so offended by that. Well, yeah. Good. You should be offended by some of those statues because they did some bad things, but they're there to remind you so that it doesn't happen again.
Yes.
But you tear it down, you forget that sense of history. You forget what happened in there, and guess what? History tends to repeat itself. Those who don't know and choose not to remember it are doomed to repeat it.
That's right.
I love what you said. I went to Germany and I had the chance to go to Munich. Munich is. You know what I'm talking about.
I'd actually never been there. I was in Ramstein for a short period.
Ramstein. So you know what I'm talking about. If we got rid of all of that horrible concentration camps and things like that, but if we tear down those places, I don't have any place to take my kid and say this is what hatred does.
Exactly.
This is why.
Do you know? I watched a late night show and they talked about Germany.
Yeah.
There are people in Germany that believe the Holocaust was all a put on, but it isn't real. Do you know why?
Whoopi does too, by the way.
Because they erased that memory.
Yep.
They took it away. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what's happening here in the United States. Take away all the memories that you grew up with that made you who you were, morals, values, everything that was built on that. You take that all away, and at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what do you have left?
Yep.
What do you have left?
Yes.
We can't let that happen.
That's right.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, it goes back to my story. When my mother took me to that precinct, I learned right there. If I would have had that memory erased from my memory, I wouldn't have learned a lesson that I want to be on the right side of the law.
That's right.
You just can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's traumas and there's things that happen to people that we wish we could erase. But you know what? There's never been a successful therapy to erase trauma.
That's true.
What you do is you work through your trauma.
Yeah.
You don't erase your trauma. No. You reframe your trauma and to empower you to do better.
Exactly.
That's right. My mama was a stickler in that. You know what she told me? My mom was one of those favorites. She loved to make me go out and pick the whooping stick I was going to get whipped with that day.
Did you say whooping?
Oh, yeah. and she'd make me go out there and pick it, and if it was too small, she'd send me out there again.
Dee, dee, dee. Yes.
That's right. And then when I got back after a long day of picking the switch, then she'd hit me with it. She'd say, now, do you remember this?
You know what my mama did?
What'd your mama do?
She cooked for me. That was enough right there.
That was a positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement?
Wasn't a good cook?
Oh, no.
Wait a minute, she punished you with her cooking?
No, you know what? I love my mama, and there is some stuff that
Isn't your mama on her way here?
she's here tomorrow,
Okay.
and that's why I know she's
So
not
tell her
watching
we-
today.
Punish it with your cooking. Punish it with your cooking.
Hey, I love my mama. She can cook like pozole and caldo and those things like really, really well. But there's something she can't cook. There's just something she cannot cook.
Right?
What's that?
Those are the things you got.
Well, I got pozole and caldo, but I got other than that, you get other things too.
Oh, there you go.
But hey, Mom, I love you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
You're very wonderful.
But no, don't forget where you go. You said it. Don't forget where you came from.
Exactly.
If you don't erase it. Don't tear down stuff because it's traumatizing too. And the people that are tearing down things really didn't live back in the day. They don't have any connectivity to that type of trauma.
Because they were never taught about it either to understand what it really means.
Yes.
So exactly, ask a World War II vet what those statues mean, or what the things over in Germany mean, or what those pictures and what the movies and all the memorials and all that stand for. Ask them what it means because they were there. Mm-hmm. Ask a vet like myself who's been to Afghanistan what the 9/11 means and what those things, what all those memorials and stuff put up around the area where it means don't never forget 9/11, because I'll never forget 9/11.
No.
That's what got me to go over and to join the military and eventually serve in Afghanistan. Yep. The thing is, people are naive and they don't understand. They don't understand until they've been there. But they sure as hell want to open their gosh darn mouth about it. People, you have the right to freedom of speech, but be willing to pay the price for the speech that you have if you're going to say it. And the thing is that people served and people died. They gave their lives for the rights that people have and for the things that happened in World War II, World War I, Afghanistan, Iraq, anywhere. People gave their lives and they sacrificed. And people that didn't give their lives, they gave something.
Yeah.
Because you don't go to war without leaving something on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I sure as hell did. Mm-hmm. So when people say these things, they don't understand about the rights and the guns, and you get a moron in the office that says something about, hey, the Second Amendment and nothing is absolute. Well, screw him. He's lost his rights to be my president when he left Americans and $40 billion of weaponry in Afghanistan, a place where thousands of American soldiers laid down their lives.
Trying to tell you what to do with your gun. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get more mental health.
Get me started.
Don't get me started on that. Give me more mental health. That's a whole nother show.
In a short amount of time, I've been a lot of good therapists, and I got to say, put some more mental health on the streets. Put some more drug treatment on the streets. Get the people in. Get them treated. Get to the root of the problem.
But first,
before you take away the guns, before you take away everything, let's get to the root of this problem. That kid had a bad upbringing. Okay,
right.
They've already proven that. Now, if he'd have had the mental health early on that it took to get his mind in the right place, that shooting would have never took place.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? You're going to take this guy away? You're going to take his family away? No, you're not going to do that. All right? So why would you take guns away because of it? Yeah. I mean, this is just ridiculous here. We're not addressing the problem. We're putting a Band-Aid on it, slapping it, and throwing it out the door.
Well, so it sounds a lot like cancel culture.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just canceling. And the interesting part about it, to bring it back to what you both were saying, but what Joel was saying, Joel, can you picture someone saying we're no longer going to put up images of 9/11? If we no longer put up and we cancel what happened at 9/11, you have nothing to show your daughter when your daughter says, hey, Dad, why did you go to Afghanistan? What really caused you to go? And you can say, here, honey, this is what caused me to go. This is why I went. She has no reference if you take it away. If you cancel it, she has no reference. No reference to why you did what you did. I was just saying about that as you were saying that.
Exactly, and it's not just me too about being a reference to your daughters or anything else. It's for people to understand, because like people that took part and making a decision to pull people out of Afghanistan and leave those weapons behind, and the bad decisions that came from that leadership, they didn't really understand, because I bet you a bunch of those people in the State Department never served in Afghanistan and never had to lay that piece down.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if half of them even went there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, too, and you want to throw in the last part of that on that child shooter that went in there to that grade school.
Yes.
And they talked about the fact that he was able to buy a gun at 18. Well, I'll tell you something. I bought a gun at 18, and I did it for a merit badge in Boy Scouts, because you had to earn a merit badge in rifle. So when you ask why people do what they do, don't just assume that it's a bad thing that a man at 18 can buy a gun, because that's pretty ridiculous.
So he can serve overseas and die for his country.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
he
right.
can.
But
Give
you
him-
can't buy a gun.
Yeah, give them the right to buy a gun. Give them the right to, fine. If you want to make everybody in this country that 21 to buy a gun, fine. But if you serve in the military, give that man the right to buy a gun, smoke a cigarette, and drink a beer.
But okay, I'm not against background checks. I'm not against red flags if we use them. But how do we catch a mass shooter if they have a clean record? Being in the mental health field, no one's going to come to my office and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm planning on shooting up a school today," because they know they wouldn't leave my office.
Well, yeah, and here's the second thing too is you can't stop 100% of all those type of
No,
things.
we're not clairvoyant.
Exactly. Even mental health or laws or anything else aren't going to stop that 100%. Even if someone has the tendencies and you block them from buying a gun, they can find another way to buy a gun, or they'll use a vehicle or something else. I told you, it's if someone has an intent to kill somebody, they're going to kill them, gun or no gun. You deal with the people, and then when sometimes you can't stop them ahead of time through mental health or other things, then when the crap hits the fan, you better be ready to respond, and you better respond in kind.
Yeah. But there will be a time when therapists are going to be held liable. They're trying to hold liable the shops that sell these guns to our kids. And isn't there a law that prohibits that?
Well, the manufacturer is protected of it. Yeah, because that's saying, well, then every manufacturer of a car should be reliable for every accident on the road.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's an electric car.
In the liquor law,
Electric, yeah.
Every bar that serves a drink to a person who's drunk and that person gets out in an accident, they can be liable. Well, now you got a food cart serving liquor. Well, you make those food carts liable. Now, where does it stop?
Where does it
Exactly. How about make the
Where does it
person that
stop?
commits the crime liable for the crime and call that good?
Yeah.
Stop looking for
Passing
someone
the
else
buck.
to blame. Don't pass the blame.
Yep.
Make the people that are committing the crime and causing the problem, make them liable for it.
Yeah.
That's a simple solution, I would think.
And put the things in place that are going to stop us. Like I said, mental health, drug treatment, all the things. Rehabilitation village. Have the person.
We gotta stop legalizing stuff, though.
Learn a trick, get
Mayor
back out in
Sean.
the world. We got to change things.
Yeah.
Change the way we think.
Right.
It is not putting a Band-Aid on everything is not the end goal here.
Right.
Everybody gets their paycheck. We put a Band-Aid on it during our administration, and we're all good, right?
Right.
And transparency, accountability.
Yes.
That's the biggest
I
thing.
tell you,
to
get your
do.
kids back to the dinner table, talk to them every night, have dinner together, learn who we are again, so we can stop these things from happening.
Step up and be a parent, right?
That's right.
Be a parent.
So your job as a
It all
parent
goes
is your
together.
job as a parent is not to be the kid's friend.
That's right.
Nope.
It is to be a parent. That is to sometimes to tell them the hard things, make the hard choices,
Yep.
and do the things that are not popular.
That's right.
Tell them no, it's okay.
Speaking of that, I almost put it on Backwoods Brothers, but there's this post that says some therapists now say that saying no to your kids can be dangerous or can to their mental health by saying
That's
no.
what got us into this.
I want to
no
let you know-
spankings
No
and-
spanking.
You are
Don't say no. Don't
Tony,
say no.
you are on Backwoods Brothers, so you didn't almost. You just put it on Backwoods Brothers. So
Yeah.
Did I put it on there?
you just did. This is Backwoods Brothers.
Oh, I almost put it on Backwoods Brothers. Sorry, the Facebook page, you guys. No,
I love you, brother.
But it's damaging for kids to be told no.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's character building.
We learn by observation. We learn by discussion. We learn by action.
And if people who don't understand and don't know the foundation and the instruction, if you need an instruction manual of how to raise your kids, here I got one for you.
That's right. That's right.
Right here.
There it is.
There's your instruction manual.
Yes.
That's right.
Read it front to back. You'll know everything how to raise your kids.
That's right.
There you go.
Right there.
That's right.
Go. Reinforcement.
And then you might learn a few things for yourself too.
There you go.
So, and if you need to know how to run a country, I got one of those too. Here you go. If you want another country.
You got
This
to
is
actually.
this is how you
no,
run
no,
the country
no,
right
no, that's not.
That's right.
No, because you know what? You have to actually open it up and read it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying, the one that's over in Washington, the one that they haven't
That's
read yet,
yes.
that's actually there. It's already
Yeah.
open. They can read it.
Just like the Bible. If you
Yeah,
want to know the
exactly.
Bible, you got to open up and read it. If you want to know the Constitution, you got to open up and read it.
And if you really want to understand the cost of sacrifice, yeah, that's what this is for.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously you're not going to forget anything from this show.
No.
I need a
We've
smaller
got it all
box.
right
I need
here.
a bigger flag. Well, this flag actually flew over in Bagram, Afghanistan. That's actually what this flag did.
Uh-huh.
I need a smaller box.
It is. I like this. Don't you
I
like
like
this?
that box. I think that.
Oh, it's just, you see it's loose in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
And don't forget, speaking of flags, don't forget, Mayor Sean gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't forget.
Yeah.
You guys
Never
get
forget.
reminded all the time.
All right.
Hey guys,
Got it.
thank you so much for joining us. We are at the end of our time here, and thank you, Mayor Sean, for taking the time to
thank
come
you for
on
having
and
me on.
spend
I
time with us, and standing up for what you believe
Yes.
in.
Hey, that's the only way to do it, right?
Well,
I actually like the standing thing.
and I yes,
The
and I
last
should.
man's
I get more animated and motivated.
That's
Right?
it. Plus, you can dance around.
Right. Hey guys, give us feedback though on how you like the three guys. I mean, I don't see a lot of shows where guys are actually talking.
Trace Amigos.
Trace
What do you mean?
Amigos. Yeah, give us some feedback on this
If
thing.
If the View can throw out that garbage, I think we can handle 3 guys.
Woo! Move over the View. What's the View? It's a pew.
right.
It's called the pew.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So yeah, definitely let us know if you'd like to see Mayor Sean on here a lot more. Maybe we can get him to start coming on a lot more. Maybe even add him in as a Backwood Brothers trio or something. I don't know.
Like, the Lost Brother.
The Lost Brother. the
Lost
prodigal
Brother.
son is finally come home.
That's right, the last
Yes.
brother.
And
Absolutely.
If you really don't want him to leave, we have a cage we can put him in over in the back.
As long as they feed me.
bring him out every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you, Mary, the first lady behind the first gentleman, and for letting us have them.
Yes.
As
Let
long
me
as
come
we
out and
want.
play.
Yes.
Yes.
I gotta thank my wife.
And thank you to our producer too,
Yeah.
Yes, you're putting
No
up
doubt.
putting up with me and my bad jokes.
and our sponsors.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you to our sponsors. But the most important of all things, and which none of it would add at all, is the viewers. That's you guys.
the viewers.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for going onto the website and buying something. I'm thanking you ahead of time for doing it. But really, thank you honestly for listening to us, and we are growing rapidly. Thank you for sharing it and telling your friends.
Yeah.
Please keep doing that. Please keep liking, sharing, subscribing. The more you're there, the more our sponsors understand you're there. Let them know how much you care for us. Give us a good comment.
Yeah, and if you're local, really fast, can I say this? If you're local too, with Joel and Brady's permission, of course, come by and see some of the changes that Backwoods Brothers. Come and see the studio. It takes money to do this.
I'm not putting the address out there.
We're not putting the address out.
If you know where
We're
it's
not.
at.
Yeah. I'm not going to put that out there. Y'all have to. If you know him, y'all have to call him. Okay.
And
I'm not going to put his number out either.
One special shout out because they put up with me for an hour today. I want to give a shout out to Lock Buildings today.
Lock.
They hosted me.
Yes,
They were
Steve.
actually telling me some really cool stuff that's going on. They have this ability for you to go on and you can actually custom design through their website.
that.
You can custom design your own building, and whatever you come up with in your own head through their special program there, they will actually build and make come to life. So whatever you can dream up in their program, they can make actually
And how
happen.
many
on your-
businesses can you go to that treat you like family?
Oh,
Okay,
exactly.
Guys are awesome.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of that, Lock Buildings hires locally, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
They invest locally, and they have one branding, and the branding is their success.
Exactly.
You have to find out what
And,
that branding is, but
And
it's
they
Really
all
good.
say they love God there.
That's what it is.
They
That's
love
the
their
branding.
customers. That is a foundation, and
Yep.
they definitely represent it. So major shout out to the whole team at Lock Buildings there.
Guys rock.
And take care, guys. See you next week.
Thank you.